Outlook rules allow us to organize our email by automatically performing actions when a given criteria is met. Let's look at a simple example here. I have a connected account in my Office 365 which receives emails that bypass the default spam filter, such as this merchant cash advance. If I right click on it and I go to rules, I can choose to always move messages from merchant cash advance. So let's click on that. Now I'm going to choose to automatically put messages from that sender into my deleted items folder. So I click OK. It's going to update the cloud with that rule, and then it's going to run that rule on all the messages in my inbox. I've just sped this up so it doesn't take as long, and then we'll see that those messages have been moved to my deleted items. So let's now have a look at how we can create a more custom rule. We're going to right click on an email from Microsoft Azure Billing Alerts, and then I'm going to click Create Rule. And what I want to do is whenever I get a message from Microsoft Azure Billing Alerts, I want to send that to my two brothers, and I want to file that into the GCITS folder. So we can click Advanced Options, and we can choose the conditions. Which conditions do we want to check so that this rule takes effect? So it doesn't just have to be from Microsoft Azure Billing Alerts. We can select things like with specific words in the body, with specific words in the message header, with specific words in the recipient's or sender's address, whether it's assigned to a particular category. So we can make changes to all of these, and a lot of them are very self-explanatory. So if we click Next, we can look at the actions we want it to perform. So we want to move it to a specified folder, and we also want to forward it to people or public group. So now that we've ticked those, we can see down in the Step 2 box at the very bottom, we can edit the rule description. So we click on Forward it to people or public group, and then we can choose the people that we want to send this email to when it arrives. So actually I shouldn't have typed that down there, I typed it up here, James, and I can double click on James and he appears, and I'll just get rid of that text. And I also want to send it to Blair as well. So we double click on Blair, get rid of one of those. And then I click OK. And we also want to move it to the specified folder, and the folder that we want to put it in is the GCITS folder, and we click OK, and then that's going to update with GCITS folder, and we click Next. And then we come to the exceptions. So these would prevent the rule from happening. So the rule will take effect if it's sent from Microsoft Azure Billing Alerts, unless any of this is checked. So we click Next, and we can choose to run the rule now on the messages already in the inbox, and we can turn on the rule. I'm not going to run the rule now because then James and Blair will be inundated with billing alerts, but I am going to click Finish. So the next thing that happens is it updates the server or the cloud with these details of the rule, and basically what that means is that this rule is going to run no matter what, whether Outlook's open or whether it's closed, or whether you're using it on your phone or your iPad or any other tablet. This rule will run because it's actually being saved in the cloud. You can also create and manage your rules by going up to Rules under the Home menu and the Home ribbon, and you can create a rule here, or you can manage your rules and alerts from here. The other place that you can do it is from the File menu. If we scroll down here to Rules and Alerts, we can also manage rules and alerts here. Now from the Rules and Alerts menu, we can see the rules that we have already set up. So I've got a few here already, or I can create a new one. And this just gives us a few other templates that we can use so we can move messages from someone to a folder. But there's one rule type that you might be interested in, which is apply rule on all messages that I send. So when I send a message with specific words in the subject, for example, and I can define these as hello, and also do world, then any message that I send that has hello or world in the subject will be moved to the specified folder, which I'm going to set as GCITS, and it will also be marked as high importance, so I'll just define that now, and I'm going to carbon copy that automatically to a specific person, which in this case, let's make that say James Monroe. So the only difference between this rule and the other rule that we set up is that this rule is run on all messages that we send. So I'm not going to do any exceptions. In fact, I'm actually just going to cancel this particular rule because I don't want this one to take effect. But that's a good introduction to rules, if I do say so myself. You can get creative with it and create some rules of your own. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment or send me an email at elliot@gcits.com.au.